Did you know that Dave Lee revealed an insane Tesla stock price prediction for the end of 2022? Every Tesla enthusiast knows that there are quite high valuations for the EV company's stock, so an insane price prediction may not be surprising to some. Keep watching to find out more. With the stock price dip, investors are torn about whether to keep holding their shares or sell them off. Still, some remain bullish on Tesla. Other investors believe that Tesla has a great potential to perform extremely well in the future. For today's video, you will see Dave Lee's insane Tesla stock price prediction for the end of 2022. Dave Lee is a famous YouTube content creator who shares his thoughts on the vision and reason to invest, what is not taught at school about investing, and the mind-boggling power of assets to work and grow. According to him, his channel is a stream of consciousness of my real-time thoughts on investing and the world. Lee, whose channel tackles all there is to know in investing, is also known as a Tesla bull and enthusiast. He recently shared a post saying how he raised his initial Tesla stock capital for about 100 times their actual worth. He shared that when he originally bought Tesla stock, he expected it to expand 10x, from $3 billion to $40 billion in market capitalization. According to Lee, people are misinterpreting Tesla the way they misinterpreted the original iPhone. He firmly believes that Tesla is just getting started while embracing complexity through innovation. That said, Dave Lee hinted that Tesla stock price could go up to $1,150 by the end of the year. In a recent video, Lee said, "Let's take a look at what the next 2 quarters might look like because investors are looking forward. They are not just going to dwell on the past numbers." He then proceeded to show a chart that shows predicted numbers for the next 2 quarters after Tesla recently released the Quarter 2 earnings report. According to Lee, assuming that Tesla meets their 50% year-over-year growth guidance target, there will be more than 1,400,000 cars for the entire year. To achieve that, they should be able to deliver 385,000 cars in Quarter 3 and 455,000 cars in the 4th quarter. If that happens, automotive revenues in Quarter 3 should be around $20 billion and $24 billion in Quarter 4. Regulatory credits for the 3rd and 3rd quarters are 200, which is less than 50 of that of the 2nd quarter. Gross profit is around $6.5 billion and $7.8 billion for the 3rd and 4th quarters, respectively. Gross margins are expected to improve to 31.9% and 32.3% from the 2nd quarter's 29.3%. Quarter 3 revenue is predicted to be $22.7 billion and $26.5 billion for the 4th quarter. Gross margin GAAP will be around 28.9% and 29.7% respectively. Lee expects operating expenses to be around $2.1 billion in each quarter. He expects there to be restructuring costs in the 3rd quarter, but that may be significantly lower than that of Quarter 2. Therefore, operating margins should be around 19% and 21% respectively. YouTuber and investor Dave Lee shared, "You've got to basically take these numbers in Quarter 4 because this is where Tesla will be at the end of the year unless they annualize that over a 4-quarter period. And you'll see that the operating income, let's say it's almost $6 billion over 4 quarters, has $24 billion of operating profit. And if you give a multiple, let's say 50% off of those numbers, that's about $1.2 trillion in valuation just off their Quarter 4 numbers annualized." According to Lee's data, Tesla's stock price will be around $1,150 by the end of the year. This valuation is not that far off from other investors' valuations for the EV company's stock. Lee previously shared his surprise with how his Tesla stock expanded 100x within 8 years of holding common stock. Because of this, he believes that the stock has the potential to go higher, perhaps or hopefully 100x more in another 8 years. It is no secret, in fact it is a widely spread and talked about news of how well Tesla stock performed in the 1st quarter of 2022 and an even better performance in the 2nd quarter as is reflected in the recent Quarter 2 financial report. Although some investors lost faith in the company and decided to sell their stocks, Tesla exceeded all expectations, even that of Wall Street, and continued to perform well. Do you think Tesla stock will reach $1,150 by the end of 2022? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Dave Lee continued to say that many people rely on their understanding of the earnings report on how their firm of choice performed instead of taking significant consideration in analyst projections for EPS or earnings per share, revenue, margin, and other metrics. Lee further stated that the problem with this strategy is that some analysts are not aware of the majority of ordinary stock shares. According to him, some analysts even work for corporations where they do not even own any stock, which results in their nonchalance regarding whether the company's earnings are positive or negative. Investors and and analyst expectations for young high-growth businesses are usually at odds, but Tesla has successfully surpassed said expectations. For example, Tesla's first quarter earnings exceeded analyst projections but met investors' expectations. Lee said that stock price is determined by its revenue. Production restrictions were one of the causes behind Tesla's first quarter performance and were a factor that caused the stock to fail and reach an all-time high. It can be remembered that Tesla's Giga Shanghai factory temporarily ceased operations when China enforced a zero-COVID policy when the pandemic spread across the globe in 2020. Still, Tesla appears to have things under control, which was reflected in the first and second quarter's success in 2022. Lee said that Tesla will need to show revenue growth to maintain its bullish rise. He added that they should deliver more automobiles every quarter than investors anticipate and that the revenue should also exceed their expectations. With Tesla's aim to expand production by 50% by next year, an increase in the stock price should be expected. In fact, according to Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives in 2021, Tesla could be a $2 trillion company within 1 or 2 years. He said, "In a year or two from now, we're not just looking at $1 trillion for Tesla, but in a couple of years, this could be a company that could start to approach $1.5 trillion, $2 trillion market valuation." Ives is particularly bullish on Tesla's prospect in China, where he believes Gigafactory Shanghai to be the key to the company's success. From a conventional viewpoint, Tesla stock is still overvalued. This remains to be a point of argument for Tesla fans and critics. However, there is more to a stock than just its earnings and market cap. Tesla has been fundamentally overvalued for almost a decade, but it has still increased. Tesla stock is currently sitting at $891.45, which is up by 5.78%. This is a significant improvement in the company's stocks, which have been in the $600 to $700 range in recent months. However, it is to be noted that a lot of factors affected the stock price dip, and that Tesla is not the only company that experienced a downward spiral in stocks. This has been brought about by a lot of unforeseen and unexpected happenings all over the globe. The COVID-19 pandemic, for one, affected manufacturers a great deal. Still, some analysts recently expressed concern about Tesla's stock's downward spiral trend. They believe that COVID-19 restrictions affected the Shanghai plant's manufacturing process, which then affected the number of vehicles produced by the plant, which, according to them, is significantly lower than their target number. However, Cathie Wood, another known Tesla bull, appears to be unbothered by such concerns. Wood is an American investor, a star stock picker, and the founder, CEO, and CIO of ARK Invest, a company with $60 billion in assets that invests in innovations like self-driving cars and genomics. In fact, ARK's updated open-source Tesla model yields an expected value per share of $4,600 in 2026. The bull and bear cases, tuned to the 75th and 25th percentile Monte Carlo outcomes respectively, are approximately $5,800 and $2,900 per share. In conclusion, Dave Lee and other big investors like Wood remain bullish on Tesla stocks and constantly say that he is in this venture for the long haul. He added that he firmly believes that Tesla will see spectacular growth by 2030. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and watch our other videos for more Tesla stock content.